So I was here at Evelyn Greer Park in Pinecrest, Florida, pushing my daughter on the swings, and there was a mom right next to me pushing her daughter. And so I said to her, I know this is a little bit funny, but I'm actually volunteering for an effort that would give the right to vote back to people who had been convicted of a felony. Florida is one of the only states in the country that takes this right away without restoring it. And her body language just tensed up, and she backed away from me, and I didn't want to offend anybody, and she seemed offended, and so I said, oh, I know it's kind of an interesting issue, and it took me a little while to understand it and understand why this is important, but if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to sign it, of course, I'm just asking. And she was quiet and just stood there, and then she looked at me, she said, well, actually, my husband was convicted of felony and served time when he was very young, and they live here in this community, and she said, and it's actually, he can't vote, but not only that, she said, he can't volunteer in my daughter's school because he has a record, so he can't pass the background check. He can't go read books to her class. And she said, the way she talked about it, she said, well, he made some mistakes when he was young. And I thought, how many people at the playground that we don't even realize have a past. A lot of people have made mistakes, had some rough friends, and then they deserve a second chance, and that's what this campaign is really about. But it was a really good reminder, because as I was doing, asking people to sign these petitions, I was making assumptions. I assumed that no one I talked to would have personal experience with this issue. I assumed that I was in an upper class, suburban area, and that people here wouldn't have a personal connection. And that was really wrong. And I really learned an important lesson that day, that everyone deserves a second chance, and that this issue really affects all of us.